Welcome back to North Mississippi here at Windmill Farms. I'm Grizz. Today I'm going to do a little something different. I'm giving you fair warning now. This is going to involve the wings of a turkey. And y'all know that I'm a hunter, and that's one of the things that I do. With it being springtime, I've had a couple people ask me about it. Matter of fact, one of the gentlemen that subscribed to my channel, I said something on one of his things. He was asking about calls, and I told him, I was like, you know, make you a wing bone or make you a turkey call to go on a tortoise shell. Well, I'm going to do the tortoise shell later on this weekend. Slate call is what that is. But this one's going to be on the how to make a wing bone call out of the wings of your turkeys after you've harvested them. It's something that's kind of nice and unique that you get to keep. Especially if you take a kid hunting the first time, or you take someone hunting the first time and they've killed a really nice turkey, or they're just really proud of it. It's a way that you can do something from that animal. Not only are you going to eat the animal itself and get that from it, but it's another way of just doing something that even if you don't use the call, you can put up on your mantle, and every time you see that thing, you're going to remember that hunt. So y'all come with me. Like I said, fair warning, these are fresh wings off of a turkey, so there is going to be some little bit of blood. There's going to be a little bit of meat involved in this, but overall this is a pretty quick thing. So why don't y'all come and join me with the journey today, all right? Alrighty, y'all. This here, as you can see, is just a wing off a turkey, okay? Now, if you notice, your feathers go down the front side. Notice on the back is where you have your meat and everything else. Now, we're not going to use this last piece of this bone right here. All we're using is this part of the bone and this part of the bone, okay? This is basically the wishbone on a chicken wing or a turkey wing, and this is that double bone that is normally the next part of the chicken or the turkey wing that we eat, okay? Now you notice right there is that elbow, right? What I do is I get started up underneath there. And I'm trying to do it so that you can see what I'm doing without getting in the way. Basically, I'm getting that started down there. Now once I get it started, I'm gonna work it right along that bone. And what I'm doing by working along that bone is I'm trying to get just these wings off. Okay? Okay, now once I've gotten into that part right there, if you notice, most of them wings are down there out of the way, right? So what we're gonna do is, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna come on around the top of this joint. Now, what I've just done is I've saved these top feathers, but more importantly, I've saved these wing feathers. These are what I use when I'm making my traditional arrows for my fletchings. So I've saved that. Now all it is attached by skin down here on the bottom side. You're going to borax that. There's a few under feathers here. They really don't never do much. But I like to keep these top feathers. And the reason is if you can see that, you can see that iridescent. Probably not. The lights fade down here. I'm trying to move it so maybe you can see the iridescent. There's a little iridescent on there. This makes good fly tying material, but also it makes nice accent pieces for the leather work that I do, especially when I'm doing, you know, Indian style, Native American style jewelry and artwork. So that's one reason I save it. But like I said, that's now that way. So we're going to set that over here to the side. We're going to borax that later. Now you basically have that bone and that bone, and what you've got left is these feathers on the end, which are your actual flight feathers, and then this piece of bone here that we're not going to use. But we want to save these flight feathers if all possible, okay? Because we're wanting to use them as well. Because here's one I did earlier. What you can do is take them, dry them where they're like this, and then I know you couldn't see me doing it outside of the thing, but I'm hoping you could hear it. That's basically when we're turkey hunting, that's what's called a fly down. You can do that so that a tom thinks a big old hen came down out of the roost and is down on the ground, okay? Now, you basically do the same thing that we did a while ago, but here's the difference. You can take this and kind of pull it like so, and by doing so, we can actually get in there and find that joint, okay? And once we find that joint, we can just separate that bone and get it completely out of there, all right? Hear it pop. Okay, now that's off of there. Like I said, this now can be dried up if you want to. It can also be used as fletchings. It basically depends on what you want to do with it, all right? Now you're left with this. There's a lot of meat on that, but basically that's the wishbone, and these are the two bones here. And we got a problem with this one. That bone was shattered when it was shot. We'll still cut it on out. We'll see if there's something we can use with it. Well, there's one of the bones. I might have to shorten it up, but I think I can make it work. If not, what I can do is, because that's the middle bone and not the small mouthpiece bone, I can actually make it into add a spur in there off the turkey. And that's another way that you can use the spurs instead of just always putting them up, you know, above the fan or below the fan, or making a necklace out of them. There's always these different things that you can do with this stuff. As you hear in the background, my goats are saying I never feed them. Gotta love the goats. They always lie on you. Diablo. Kitty, kitty. Diablo. Don't he? You don't want to listen to me. You don't have to get it just over the top clean, but I will tell you this much, the more that you clean off now, just makes it a little easier. But you have the big bone. That's your big bone. This will be going up to the mouthpiece, and this is going to be your trumpet, this big wide piece that has the big piece that goes into the body itself on the turkey. This right here. That right there is your mouthpiece. When I get it cut off, you'll notice that you have a round end and a flat end. The flat end is going to be your mouthpiece. The round end is what will go into the next piece. Now I should have enough here if I cut that off, and that's a clean break. Between putting maybe a spur in there, spur's going to add it back on. I should be able to get that in there. But that's the 3 bones that we're using on the turkey, all right? Now I had the 3 from the other side, so you can actually see them. All right, so what we're going to do is we'll take those and we'll put them in there to get washed up, and we'll go from there. All right, y'all follow me back into the kitchen.